Assalamu guys, I'm back again with another video. And in this video, what we are going to be looking at is what we call the wildcard. And we would be revisiting the VLookup. Now, normally what happens is when you are doing a VLookup, you need to have the text that you are searching for. It needs to match exactly in the column where you have all the data. There needs to be an exact match. Now, supposing you do not have an exact match, uh, but you would still like to use the VLookup. That's where the wildcard comes in. So let's get started. Let me show you how the wildcard works. Okay, in this Excel sheet, what we have is in column A, we have names of cities, followed by a comma and a space, and then the name of the country. All right. And in column B, we have the city's population, respective population. Now, supposing what we want to do is we want to find out Berlin, Germany here. So we want to find out what is the population of Berlin. Now, if you notice here, it says Berlin, comma, space, Germany. Now, normally what we would do is, let me just put my phone on silent. Just give me a minute here. Sorry. Normally what you would do is you would use the VLookup formula like this, and you would type Berlin. Maybe just capitalize B. Doesn't really matter because it's not case sensitive. You know, and then so you've got what you're looking for, the text that you're looking for, the data where you'll be searching, the column that you want to fetch, and false means an exact match, and gives you an NA, meaning it's not able to find just Berlin. That's because here you've got Berlin, comma, space, Germany. So exact match is not working. And like I said at the beginning, this is where the wildcard comes in. You will be able to, you know, have VLookup ignore any characters that you want using these wildcards. The question mark over here means a specific character is going to be ignored, and the asterisk means anything following that, no matter how long, how many characters it is, it's all going to be ignored. Okay, so let's see how we would be doing this. Now, here if you notice, Berlin, comma, space, Germany. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to ignore the comma and we want to ignore the space. All right, and what that would do is that would have it match Berlin. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay, here you go. VLookup Berlin and 2 question marks. Okay, and then we have got the same format here. It's still giving you an error. Now, the reason why it's still giving you an error is you were able to get Excel to ignore the question mark, the comma, I'm sorry, the comma and the space, but then you've got GERMANY. Okay, that's not being ignored when you use a wildcard like like we have done over here, with the question mark, because all it does is it takes Berlin and then ignores the next 2 characters, which is the comma and the space. But what about the next 7 letters? That's GERMANY, Germany. That still stays. Okay. Now, 2 ways to do that. You can still use the wildcard, the question mark as a wildcard, but then what you have to do is you'll have to type in those many question marks to make sure that all the 7 characters in Germany are accounted for. But then the problem is, if you have, say, for example, Abu Dhabi, and then the name of the country is United Arab Emirates, So how would you figure out how many letters or how many characters you want to ignore? That is where the asterisk wildcard comes in. What that means is, instead of a question mark, when you put an asterisk, it means anything following that, just ignore. If the text you're searching for, you put an asterisk before it, it means anything before that text, just ignore it. If you put an asterisk after the text that you're searching for, it means ignore everything after that text. So let's see how we would use this. Equal to VLookup. Okay. Now, there's nothing to ignore before Berlin, so we can just still just type in Berlin. And then instead of the two question marks that I did in this case, we just put one asterisk, close parenthesis, inverted commas, and then table array would be A to B and two rows and false. See, now it was able to, because now what it did was the asterisk means ignore all this. Anything after Berlin, just forget about it. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. And that's what it did. It just looked for the first 6 characters. They need to match Berlin. And doesn't matter what's after that. Now, you could do the same thing here, like I said, but then what you'll have to do is you'll have to have those many question marks, those many wildcards. And I said, like I said, if you put in 7 for Germany, that's gonna fail here, where you have United Arab Emirates. Or if you have the US, United States of America, again, more characters than Germany. So this question mark wildcard only works well if you know exactly 1 or 2 characters need to be skipped and not anymore. If you have, like in this case, go with the uh, asterisks. That's the way to get to use the VLookup. Now, like I said, if we were to add additional 7 of these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it would work. But if instead of Berlin, I was doing Abu Dhabi, it would not work. So once again, if it's just 1 or 2 characters, you can use the question mark. If it's more than that or everything after something, use the asterisk. Now, you would say, why would we even have this option if it's not that versatile? Well, it does have a purpose. The purpose is, if you want to only ignore 1 or 2 characters, and then after that you still want it to match, you need to use the question mark. Okay. Now, for example, in this case, we use the 2 question marks to ignore the comma and the space, and I've set that Germany. And what that means is it's going to be Berlin. Then for 2 characters, I don't care what it is, and then it needs to be followed by Germany. Right? As opposed to, in this case, it could be anything. You could have anything after Berlin. You could have your own name after Berlin, and this formula wouldn't care. So, while this is versatile, but it has its limitations, while this is versatile in a different way, that has its own limitations. So you have to be kind of careful in which one you want to select. This guy here, you only want to use if you want to just skip 1 or 2 characters, and after that you want it to match. This guy here, you would use when you want everything to be ignored after a certain match the search text, anything after or anything before, anything, you would use this option here. So those are the 2 ways that you can use wildcards in VLookup. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please kindly give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please kindly subscribe. Thank you.